Anytime you're taking an exam and you know the answer, obviously go with that first. But sometimes when you're taking an exam and you're not certain of the answer, or you're short on time, you're not sure what to do, there are ways to make educated guesses. And today I want to go over a technique that will help you narrow down particular answers so that you're more likely to guess the correct answer when either you don't know the correct answer or you're running short on time and don't just want to make a blind random guess. So the question behind us on the board is, how does a change in the money supply affect the prime interest rate? Well, let's say you know a little bit about this answer, but you're not sure exactly how they affect one another. So as you look at the answers, you see that there's an answer with an increase in the money supply, a decrease in the money supply, another increase in the money supply that leads to various responses. And then D says the money supply has no relationship, it doesn't affect whatsoever the prime interest rate. So as you're taking this exam and you see this question, let's say you can rule one out automatically, that you know that's just not correct. And in this case, it would be D. And so we'll not even consider D. We know that there is some sort of relationship between the money supply and the prime interest rate. So the answer that says there's no effect has to be automatically put out. Anything you can get rid of as far as an answer, a possible one to guess it, if you can narrow the amount of answers you're choosing between, the better off you'll be. So we've just narrowed it from 4 to a possibility of 3, and our chances of guessing the right answer have gone up dramatically. Now, once again, we don't want to just guess randomly or blindly. There is a technique you can use to help you make an educated guess, and what you do is you break up this answer into 2 sections, and it actually lends itself to do that easily. If you look, the first half of answers A through C talk about a change in the money supply either increasing or decreasing. So that's half of the answer, that's the change. And then the second half of the answer talks about the effect that that change, either increase or decrease, has upon the prime interest rate. So in this case, it leads to an increase in the prime interest rate or a decrease in the prime interest rate. So what you do then is you look at the first half of the answer by itself, and then the second half of the answers by themselves. If you'll notice on the first half of the answer, there's an increase, a decrease, and an increase. What you should notice right away is that the word increase is used twice. So since that is used more often than decrease, we'll assign a value of 2 to that, to 1 versus decrease, and leave that on the first half of the answer. So increase is mentioned twice, therefore is more likely to be the correct answer. When you look at the second half of the answer, you find that the word decrease is used twice, therefore more likely to be the answer. Once you take this into account, the fact that the word increase is used twice here and decrease is used twice over there, if you can find those 2 things that are mentioned most often in one answer, that is most likely the correct answer. And what we have then is C. An increase in the money supply leads to a decrease in the prime interest rate. Now, you might not have known that that was the correct answer, but because you could rule out one particular answer as being completely wrong, and you only had 3 left to look at, this technique can help you make a more educated guess in answers and more likely come up with the right answer than just blindly picking any number. So remember that. Divide the answers up into sections. The first section dealt with the first part of the question, what's the change in the monetary supply, an increase or a decrease? And then the second half of the answer has to do with the effect it had on the prime interest rate, either to increase it or decrease it. Combine those 2 things together and you will most likely come up with the correct answer.